Green Thumb 101. Weeding for a blooming garden. Hello there, English learners. We are going to talk about a common garden chore today. Weeding. Weeding is the process of removing unwanted plants, known as weeds, from your garden. Learning about this will not only expand your English vocabulary related to gardening but also help you engage in interesting conversations about everyday routines and habits. Let's get started. First things first, what is a weed? In gardening terms, a weed is an unwanted plant that grows in your garden. It can be any plant that grows where you don't want it to. When we remove these weeds, we call it weeding. Weeding is crucial for a healthy garden because weeds compete with your plants for sunlight, water, and nutrients. So, when you're weeding, you're essentially giving your plants the best environment to grow in. When talking about weeding, there are some phrases and terms that can help you express yourself more clearly. Let's learn some of them. 1. Pulling out weeds. This phrase means removing the weeds from the ground. For example, I spent the afternoon pulling out weeds from my garden. 2. Weed the garden. This is another way to say that you're removing the weeds. For example, every Sunday, I weed the garden to keep it looking its best. 3. Tackle the weeds. This is a more casual phrase, and it shows that weeding is often a big task. For example, tomorrow, I'm going to tackle the weeds in my vegetable patch. Understanding and correctly using verbs related to weeding is important. Here are a few examples. 1. Uproot. This word means to pull the weed out from the ground completely, including its roots. For example, it's important to uproot the weeds so they don't grow back. 2. Pluck. Plucking is a gentle form of pulling, often used when removing smaller weeds. For example, I had to pluck tiny weeds from between the flowers. 3. Discard. After uprooting the weeds, you discard them, which means you throw them away. For example, after weeding, I discard the weeds in the compost pile. I hope this lesson about weeding has helped you expand your English vocabulary and given you a taste of how to talk about everyday chores and routines. So, next time when you're having a conversation about gardening, don't forget to mention how you uprooted, plucked, and discarded the weeds from your beautiful garden. Keep practicing, and you'll see improvement in no time. Happy learning, and see you in our next video.